Right, hello everyone and welcome back to the Wholeness Experience Show. My name is Lua IDB and I'm really glad that you're here again today. Okay, if this is your first time of watching, this show is actually a project of Mental Health Foundation, and our goal is simple. Okay, is to create honest conversations, around healing, wholeness, and emotional well-being generally. And we do this through faith, we do this through reflection and real-life conversations. Okay. Now, February is often considered, is always considered as the month of love, right? It's the month of red roses, it's the month of romantic gestures, it's the month of, Valentine's Day, basically. But for many people, it's also that month when, emotional wounds are very pronounced. They're loud in their heads, right? So today, we'll be talking about that thing that many of us carry around silently, somewhere, somehow. And that is emotional wounds. Okay. We'll be talking about what they are, where they come from, why we suppress them, right? And how they come up in our everyday lives. Everyday lives, especially in relationships. Okay, now, before we continue, right, if this is your first time watching, please subscribe, okay, like, and punch the notification button so that you get notified anytime we post content on this channel. Okay, let's get right into it. So what are emotional wounds? What are emotional wounds? Emotional wounds are unhealed emotional pain. Okay, pain caused by experiences that have overwhelmed us somehow, especially when we didn't feel safe or heard somehow. Okay, so emotional wounds really are not always dramatic, right? Sometimes they come from things that people say we should get over. Okay, get over it. And it's no big deal. Just get over it. It's no big deal, right? Those things that people feel like it's not much of a big deal, right? Let's get over it. And then some of these examples are feeling abandoned, right? When you feel abandoned, nobody's giving you attention, nobody's talking to you, especially your loved ones, right? Repeated rejection, okay? Betrayal by somebody you trusted. Growing up unseen or unheard. This happens most times with kids. When, as they grow up, nobody wants to listen to them. People look down on them, and this really affects their self-esteem. Being ashamed, criticized constantly or compared constantly with your peers. Oh, look at Lagbaja's daughter. She's doing very well in school. Look at Tamedo's son. He's doing quite well in school. And you are doing poorly. Okay. Oh, look at this person. She came first in class. You came fifth. Those kind of comparisons constantly affect children. They could also come from loss, grief, or emotional neglect. We're talking about emotional wounds. Okay. Emotional wounds don't just, they don't just disappear as time passes, falling off. There are things that need to be worked on, intentionally. They go or they seem to disappear when first you acknowledge that there's an emotional wound. Acknowledgement. Acknowledge it, that there's a wound somewhere that you're yet to heal from. Secondly, you process it. Think, where did this wound come from? How did it happen? What brought up this pain or wound, so to say? Thereafter, the healing comes in. Okay. So many adults really are reacting to the present, not the past. Now, let me be clear. Your past, things that have happened in your past are actually what breed the present. The emotional pain that has happened in your past are what is yielding what you see in the present. So if your reaction, or if you notice that you feel pain somehow, or you feel hot when you think about something, it's from your past. Don't just focus on what is happening presently. Think, what was the cause of this? Right. So now, where do emotional wounds come from? Let's dig deep. Where did this emotional wound come from? Okay. Now I'm going to be breaking this into 3 main sources. Number 1, childhood or family dynamics. Number 2, romantic relationships. And number 3 will be life experiences and trauma. Now let's break it down. Okay. Now number 1, childhood or family dynamics. We're talking about where emotional wounds emanate from. So many of our deepest wounds actually didn't start in adulthood. It started from childhood. They started when children, were growing up, when we all depended on our parents for, support, for encouragement, somehow. Now, examples of how, emotional wounds or emotional pain actually affects children as they grow up. Number 1, parents who were emotionally unavailable. Your kid was hurt at some point, or felt maybe unhappy or sad at some point, and then you as a parent were not emotionally available for the child, to encourage the child, to speak with the child somehow. That is 1. Number 2, homes where love was conditional. Now, conditional love itself is a no-no for me. Okay, love itself has to be unconditional, and that is the kind of love that God has for us. That is the kind of love we're expected to have to our fellow ones. Homes where love was conditional. You have to do something to win love. You have to do this to get your parents' love. You have to do this to get your sister's love. You have to do this to get your brother's love. That's number 2. Number 3, being the strong one too early. Be strong. You're a man. Telling a boy of just 7 years old, you're a man. You're this, you're that. Be strong. That's one of the places where emotional wounds come from. Being ignored, blamed, or overcorrected. When you blame a child or you overcorrect a child, this one, you are always doing this, constantly, and it keeps happening. That is affecting the psyche of the child, and it's there in their head, right? A child who wasn't allowed to feel, to feel pain, to feel hurt, to feel joy, to feel emotionally, eventually grows into an adult who struggles to express emotions. And I've come across a number of people, even friends today. I'm like, don't you even feel emotions at all? People like that need to dig deep into their childhood, how they grew up, their background. That is what turned them into what they are today. Number 2, where do emotional wounds come from? Romantic relationships. Right. Now, I'm tying this into Valentine's Day since we're in the Valentine's season. Right, okay, so Valentine's Day celebrates love. But relationships are also one of those biggest sources of emotional wounds. Examples: loving deeply and being distracted. Number 2, being cheated on. Giving more than you receive. So many instances, especially with ladies, you give so much love and then you receive less, right? Number 4, being chosen only when it's convenient, like second choice, or you're in a relationship and then your babe or your guy is telling you that, I'll talk to you when I'm ready, or I'll talk to you when I have the chance. No, you must always create time to communicate with your partner in a relationship. Always create time. It mustn't be treated as when it's convenient for me, I'll do it. No. because love really is about sacrifice. So where's the sacrifice if everything just has to be convenient? Now, still talking about romantic relationships, when love hurts repeatedly, the heart doesn't forget. It protects itself. And that's where we talk about locking your heart. I used to be in that phase when, I was hurt severally. And at some point, I just locked up. Okay. There was no room for love anymore. And this is what is called protecting your heart. Yeah, it's called, it appears like you're protecting your heart, but no. We'll come to that, but let me just say this briefly. You should still give room for love. And that's where we know whether you have healed or not. The moment you are still blocking and still protecting your heart, then you know you have not healed. Right? So another source of emotional wound is life experiences and trauma. Example could be loss, failure, public embarrassment, spiritual disappointment from leaders, trusting God and feeling let down. Yes, people feel let down in a way you trust God, and then in a way you feel disappointed. It can also cause emotional pain. And sometimes these wounds come from unanswered prayers. I'm talking about with God now. You've prayed to God for something, you've really trusted God for this, and then the answer is not coming. It can cause emotional pain. Now, gentle faith inclusive. Okay. Yeah, gentle faith, when there's a part of the Bible that says patience and tribulations. You're going through a lot and you're still trusting God and you're gentle in that space. And then the answer is not coming. It's just not coming. And like, God, what is going on? God, what is going on? These are some of the sources of emotional pain as well. Okay, now let me quickly say this. Healing. Okay, and I'm talking of emotional healing right now. Healing doesn't just mean pretending that it ain't hurt. No, it's not pretense. Okay, healing is not pretense. You don't need to pretend. Okay, even faith allows space for honesty. So you need to be honest with yourself, right? You need to be honest with yourself. That I said this earlier. You need to acknowledge that you've been hurt. Then you can now proceed to healing. Okay, now why do many people suppress pain? Why do people suppress pain? Why do people suppress emotional pain? Okay, many people, they actually don't avoid healing because they don't want it, right? They avoid healing because they were never taught to actually feel that hurt or pain. So they've learned to suppress pain. They've learned to bury it. And not knowing that one way or the other, that buried, it will still come out somewhere, somehow. You didn't just bury that pain. That pain cannot be buried. The moment it is not healed, it will show up somewhere. Right. So the reasons that people suppress pain, they always hear, be strong. Be strong. Don't be a man. They tell ladies, be strong, be strong. Be a strong lady. Oh, you're a strong woman. Yes, it's good to be strong. But at the expense, not at the expense of really tackling the wound. You must heal. Don't pretend to be strong when you're yet to be healed. Okay, others have it worse. We hear that a lot. Others have it worse. Be strong. Another reason people suppress pain: fear of being judged. Oh, she's weak. Oh, you're weak. You're not strong. Is it that small thing that is making you break down like this? Fear of reopening wounds. You're scared of reopening that wound. You don't want to feel it anymore. That's good. But you need to heal. You need to tackle that pain to heal. Spiritual guilt, right? I should be over this by now. God in scriptures, we have been taught to be strong, and all of that. Now, let me say this. Suppressed pain doesn't disappear. Buried pain doesn't disappear. It will show up somewhere, somehow, in your relationships, in your conversations. Now, how unhealed wounds show up daily? Let's go into that. How unhealed wounds show up daily. Okay, so, I've been saying it that one way or the other, they would show up in your daily lives, in your conversations with people, in your relationships with people. The moment you have not healed from that pain, it will come up somewhere, somehow. Now, this is how they show up. Overreacting to small things. You're touchy. Somebody does something bad to you and then you overreact. No, you shouldn't do this. No, this is how all men are. This is how this is. Overreacting to small things. Deep down, you're yet to heal. Another way that it can show up, fear of abandonment. So you're scared of committing to a relationship or committing to a friendship because you're scared that this person is going to leave you. Another way that this pain shows up is difficulty in trusting love. It's now difficult to trust love. You're scared of falling in love. Excuse me. You're scared of falling in love. You don't want to trust that love anymore because you have been hurt severally and you are yet to heal. Emotional numbness. That is where it talks about blocking the heart, protecting the heart. You have locked up. You have locked up your emotions. You're not ready to give in to emotions anymore. Then we know that you are yet to heal. Choosing unavailable partners. Anger, withdrawal, people pleasing, being strong when deeply you are tired, right? Sometimes what we call, it's my personality is something that was actually adapted, from experiences. Maybe you become this kind of person that is emotionally numb. You don't feel anymore. You don't even feel pain. You don't feel hurt anymore. It is not your personality. It's something that you adapted, as you grew from that emotional pain. So that's not your real personality. Okay. Alright, let me quickly say this. Some people are angry when it comes to Valentine's Day because they are bitter. You see people that are in love, I used to see a couple of memes during this Valentine's season. Where you as a single person, you're seeing people in love and then you're angry. I saw a particular one that the person just went and bumped in between these people. These two lovers. And they were like, what is all this? Why you display yourself in the public? And all of that. Somebody like that has probably been through one emotional hurt or the other and is yet to heal. Now let's go into this. We're moving into the solution now, okay? We've talked about what emotional wounds are. We've talked about where they come from, how they show up in our daily lives. Now we're going into the process of healing. Awareness. That's the first step, okay? Awareness is the first step to healing. Healing doesn't just start with fixing. You need to acknowledge it. You need to be aware that you have been wounded, Questions that you can ask yourself, what triggers me emotionally, right? What triggers me emotionally? What patterns keep repeating in my relationships? Okay, what pain am I avoiding feeling? What version of me have I learned? Okay, so these are questions that you need to ask yourself in the process of being aware that you need healing. When all these questions are answered, then you're on your way to healing. Okay, so as we close, I want to say this, especially in the season of love. Okay, you're not broken. Okay, you're not broken because you have emotional wounds, right? You're human. Every human is supposed to feel emotional. Every human is supposed to be emotional. It is human, naturally human. So you're not weak because you're emotional. It's not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength, actually. And I'm not using this to console you or to cheer you up. It's the reality. Okay. Now, real love, whether from others, from God, or towards yourself, requires healing. Requires healing. So if you want to actually experience real love or show real love, you need to be healed from the past emotional hurt. Okay? This month don't just celebrate love, right? Celebrate the courage to heal. Because it's the healed hearts that actually love better. When you're healed, that is when you can actually express love in a much more better way. Right? And it's people that have been healed completely that feel whole. And it's only those that feel whole that can actually express love. Excuse me. Those that feel whole, those that have been healed, those that their wounds have actually been tackled and they are now whole. Then you can love sincerely and completely, and you can also feel love sincerely, and completely. All right, this is where we close the curtains. Thank you for being here. Next episode, we'll be having a guest, so please get ready, stay tuned, and keep following. You'll be getting updates as long as you're subscribed and you punch the notification button. This is the Wholeness Experience Show, a project of the Heart Foundation. And if this episode has touched you or resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Join me next month as we continue this journey to wholeness. Cheers.